1, 2, 3, clap.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, that is Brogan Hastings, who still claps for no apparent fucking reason.
And over there in Australia, it's Wayne Joe Fernazzi, who... What was it that Matt called it? Don't fake pump.
Don't
Fake pump with the clap.
Yeah. Matt Donnelly's problem with me fake pumping was because on ICS we had to share a mic for some of the time, and
that's true.
We had to on the swivel arm go back and forth between us. And of course, if I've got it and you've got something to say, you'll swivel it to you, and then vice versa. But then I would have something to say, something that's a joke that I want to say at the time, and then because it takes time to move the microphone over and their conversation keeps going, it's not like I can just say it right there and then, and the moment passes, and that would anger sweet Matty D. Totally real Matt Donnelly, by the way.
Very, absolutely, definitely real.
One of our episodes just dropped, one of our bank episodes on the show.
It did. We have 2 bank episodes. One of them dropped. The next one is I can't wait for the next one to drop. There's some stuff that... There are 2 specific things that are talked about on that episode.
I know the one thing, but I don't remember the other. So it's going to be a nice surprise for me, because I wasn't even going to listen to this one. And then I saw that it mentioned chicken salt, and I totally forgot we'd talked about chicken salt altogether.
Yeah, I'd forgotten like 99% of it.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
It'd been long enough to forget. How quickly we forget our joys.
I think because that was kind of our Vegas recap episode where the boys were like, "So what did you enjoy and stuff?"
Oh, the one coming up.
No, that was the one, or was that? Because I ended up going back and listening to a few episodes because I realised that I'd missed a good chunk, or hadn't finished a good chunk because of Vegas travel and and then just getting caught up. But one of the episodes I listened to recently was our final Vegas episode where
we're
talking about and Matt's like, how many times did you go see Piff? And you're like 3, and then there's like a beat, and then you just hear Kes go, ask Brogan how many times they've been to see Penn and Teller.
See, I haven't listened to them because they came out so soon after recording, and it's like, I have to listen to myself talk every fucking week editing a podcast. I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to myself talk right now because I don't have that neurosis like King Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Mycicle Job Tholomew Esquire II.
Yes. Yeah. But that was quite good. And then started a conversation about Penn and Teller for a good section of the episode, so I was in my happy place.
Yes, yeah. We had some discussions about Penn and Teller with Matt, I think, that day as well. Because remember, we thought we had it down pat. We thought we knew. We thought
you
that
were
we had
100% convinced.
Yeah, and I was also 100% fucking wrong. I thought that I knew how some tricks were done. And they've been puzzling us, because Jobeth asked us to be hyper aware and try to be astute about what's going on for certain things during the trick to try and burn certain aspects of what's happening.
Jobeth at one point said to me, "Burn Teller," and I was like, "You say that like I'm not already." All I do when Teller's on stage is watch Teller.
Yeah, Jobeth, Brogan couldn't even tell you the color of Penn's hair.
I couldn't tell you if Penn was even on stage at the same time unless he was talking.
But there's the jelly bean trick, and the other one is Wackateller, which I thought I had down pat, and it was their big finale trick that made me realize. Are we going to talk about this? Are we going to try and burn some stuff on Penn and Teller?
No. We're going to talk about our experience. We're not going to talk about anything that we said or how we thought it was done.
It's just, we're not going to say how we think things are done.
No. Not
even with spoiler music.
No.
Okay, because that's kind of.
I don't think it's our place to say in a public forum like this.
All right. So during the trick, during their finale trick, Penn keeps on making a point to emphasize a particular thing. which we did not think was the case. We thought was a lie. And that made me think, based on this other trick, which I'm allowed to say how I think it's done or not. Are we allowing that?
No.
How I thought it was done, but it's not. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, if you're saying
I'm talking
how
about Jelly Bean and
if you can say that,
right.
but
cool.
we can't. Yeah.
So because
we're being incredibly vague about this because this is a big deal.
Yeah, Penn constantly putting on blast this fact about a certain thing, and we're thinking isn't true, made me have an epiphany moment, which also turns out was completely wrong on my part. Because throughout the show, there's a chair and a small table for people to come up on stage as volunteers for certain tricks, as participation. And every time, Penn would make a habit of pointing out the microphone, like, watch the microphone, don't trip over the microphone and things like that. So I'm like, oh my God, it's not a real fucking microphone. Mate, there's probably like a camera in it or something. So that's how they're doing this trick, that's how they're doing that trick, because they can see with the camera. No, we had it confirmed. Very wrong.
I will say, I think when I went to see it a couple of times without you guys, I was listening for that, and because I never even picked up on that, and I don't think he says it as much as you thought.
A couple of times at least.
I think because there were occasions where he like said it once in the entire show.
Yeah, but he's always saying,
I was
go around this side of the table so you don't trip over the microphone. There's no point in me saying it like that anymore because it is a microphone. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I if that had been how it's done, I could totally have seen that, but I never picked up on that as a thing at all.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about it, it seems like a stupid, cheaty way to do it, if just using a fucking camera.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest. But we think we've got ideas on how some of it's done now. Like Jelly Bean, I still have no idea how they know how much change it has been taken out of the bowl.
Yeah.
In such a quick in such a quick manner. I can't work that out.
No. We've got a couple other tricks though. Although speaking about how tricks are done, there's Mox has one of Mox's TikToks is like, it has one of these TikTok sounds where it says, I understand Spanish to a certain level. And someone says something in Spanish, it's like, London? And Mox's text over it is, I understand how Teller's shadow trick works to a certain extent. Knife?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that just made me giggle.
I mean, I say I was trying to work out, I have no idea how it's done. I mean, that is the idea. But then also, I have trouble tying my shoes. So, it's not the brightest of minds here. Yeah. I'm not going to include you in on that.
There was one thing where you and I were talking about something, about how a particular trick is done. And I said, you do realise this.
Is this for the trick I'm thinking of?
The very, very last trick, the final trick.
Yep.
And you and Kes were both like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
But the reason being is because there's so much attention brought to a particular fact, which you just take as gospel and truth.
Yeah.
When magicians' jobs are to lie to you.
It was just...
I did not give it a second thought that would be the case, which, look, it's still just a theory. Or did someone confirm it to you?
Oh, no, that it's not a theory. I can tell you for 100% fact.
That you know.
That I know for a fact that is the case.
Yeah. After discussing it, it makes perfect sense because... Yeah. For reasons.
There are certain things about that situation that make it 100% fact.
Yeah. And if you think logically about it, yeah. I mean, you might know what we're talking about. It's the finale trick. Are we saying what the trick is?
No.
Okay. It is the current finale trick of Penn and Teller at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Mm-hmm. Who was saying? I was listening to the boys on Two Characters a Clown, and I think it was RJ.
Yeah.
Said, was it RJ or was it Johnny? One of them said that to them, it's Nevada, not Nevada. I think it was Two Characters and a Clown. And I'm going to have to say I agree. locals always say, no, it's Nevada.
It's
Nevada.
It's not Nevada.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
because
I'm sorry.
There's two A's, not three.
I'm emphasizing the middle, Ada instead of Ada. That's why it sounded funny when I was saying it. Nevada.
Oh, right. That's because that's my understanding is I've heard them specifically. I've heard that Taylor gets pissed off about it because it's like, no, it's not Nevada, it's Nevada. There's not it's an E, not an A.
But
and I think that's
what he gets angry at. But usually it's people the Nevada, Nevada instead of Nevada. That would be saying Nevada is with a hard A, I think. Look, we are linguistics, right? We're linguists.
We know
and
people who
study
live in that state. We should ask.
Yeah, but do we know people who are naturally born from there, live their whole lives? I think we do. Yeah, we know a couple. But look, we're always trying to broaden our horizons, trying to know different languages from around the world. So I think it's a good segue to bring up this.
Okay.
Yeah, while we were away, we were in was it a gift store with Chris? It's some kind of store. And
it's one of the malls.
Yeah, and we saw a little box that says how to fucking swear around the world. And we were like, oh my god, that's so good. Like, podcast content. And then we're like, nah, I don't want to pay that $12.95 plus tax. So we left it. And then Chris went ahead and bought it and handed it to us. And we're like, Chris, why you do this to us? So look, it's not just us. It's not just me and Brogan here trying to broaden our language skills. We want to help you, dear cheesebags, to swear in different languages around the world. Do you remember the back of this box, the example that you used?
No, I don't.
The box is hilarious because it says how to fucking swear, but the U and the C is asterisked out. But on the back, the example they use is horsefucker.
Yeah.
It's like, what is up with that? So I'm just giving the cards a shuffle, and I'm just going to take the one from the top, and we'll learn a new swear. Oh, it's a great one. Of course, it's this one. So the origin of this word is from the Maldives. Is it the Maldives or the Maldives? I was having this conversation with someone. Maldives? Okay, so from the Maldives. Now, the look at the offensive level. That is 5 stars.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Now, the language is... I can't pronounce that. Look, we're broadening our linguistics. Yeah, Diwali, sure. No, Dhivehi.
Hold it up so I can see it.
It's mirrored, I think, for you.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Diwali, something like that. Anyway, the swear word is fui. F-U-I. I'm sure there's an accent, but I don't know it.
Yeah, okay.
5-star offensiveness. The word is cunt.
Of course it is.
Of course, it just happened to be the first card off the... Yep, there we go. That's your language lesson for today. It's not going to get any worse than that, so this is going away and may never come back out again. Yep, thanks, Chris. I mean, he likes it when I swear. He often redeems the make Wayne say a swear on Twitch.
He does pay for you to swear.
No, he doesn't pay. He redeems channel points, which don't cost anything.
Oh, there you go. Pays and channel points.
Yeah, but I was doing a comic stream yesterday, and Chris made me swear, and so did some other people. I think Gammy was there, made me swear. Scoop John B made me swear, and in honor of you, I went for my best Scottish swears that I had to look up online because, as far as I'm aware, we both speak English, and most of the swear words are the same.
And that's the thing. I wouldn't be able to tell you what was specifically a Scottish swear.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you would have to tell me, oh, we don't say that in such and such country, and I'm like, what?
Yep. Boggin was on there. And gaff. Boggin and gaff. Guff. Sorry, guff, not gaff.
Yeah. Guff.
Yep. That goes early episodes. Guff. But yeah. So if you would like to make me say a swear, it's just @WayneGeo on Twitch. You don't have to subscribe. You earn channel points no matter what, just by watching. And we have fun. We talk crap, and there's a game that goes on at the same time, which I can't tell you the rules of because it's illegal outside of the confines of Twitch. But I guess that means we're already headed that way, so it's been a long time. But, I mean, if we had music, I'd press play on the music for art talk, but we don't actually have any music, so we'll talk about our artwork in silence.
Yes.
I could sing a song about art, but I'm not going to.
No, I feel like you saying, if I had a theme, I would play it. It feels like that Fairly Odd Parents meme. This is where I'd play a theme, if I had it!
Yeah. So, look, as is tradition, and you don't fuck with tradition, Brogan goes first with art talk. Is there any specific artworks that you would like to talk about today during today's art talk?
I mean, specifically since, certainly the last couple of days.
Yeah, it would take up the rest of the episode if we went back to pre-Vegas.
Yeah, well, sorry. At this
it's
point,
okay. I used my
1000...
cough button at the exact same time.
At this point, episode 1000 of I Say It's already been released. So,
yes,
but we'll talk about the poster and that, but at later episodes because I think that will take up an entire episode. But in the last couple of days, there's been a couple of things, including the return of the Penn and Teller bit.
Yes, the Penn and Teller bi-weekendlies.
God, honestly, I think that that schedule's gone to the grave.
Change the name. Change the name. That's all. Like you already did. You said Penn and Teller bit.
Yeah.
It was me trying to make you adhere to an archaic schedule, which is torture
fault.
on the heart and soul.
It really is. And it's not that I don't like doing them, it's just art's hard. So yeah, and it actually, this was a doodle that I did that ended up becoming a P&T bit, which is, so it's for egg bag.
Microphone abuse.
I can still hear it. And I'm waiting till I can stop hearing it.
You should be able to hear
there we
it.
go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I could hear it for ages. So this bit is egg bag, and it's specifically, I thought about this when I was sitting watching P&T Live, and during egg bag, Penn specifically refers to himself as a badger because he's talking about, badgering people on stage to say, something's there. It's like, can you see the egg in the bag? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you definitely see it in there? Can you see it?
Yeah.
And he refers to Teller as a cheat because Teller's the one who cops the egg and puts it other places.
Palms it and moves it to a secondary location, which if you're kidnapped, never do. Never go to the secondary location. That's just that's the end of you if you do that.
Exactly. So I was thinking about it and my brain went, a badger and a cheetah.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Cute as shit.
I really like it.
I'm really happy with how it came out. The cheetah was really hard. I done it the first time I done it. It came out looking like a mouse. So that's about the third or fourth attempt.
Well, that's what it's about, is evolving over the art. If you don't like it, you're just making tweaks to it.
Yeah, and the badger has a goatee, cause
reasons. Yeah, and a moustache. A moustache. Badgers don't usually have moustaches. Exactly,
but it looks really cute. You can see the egg in Teller's pocket.
I do like the egg poking out his pocket.
So I was really happy with how that one came out. It was very cute.
Taken out of context, if there was no the badger, no the cheetah, you don't know who Penn and Teller are, it just looks like a happy couple, a badger and a cheetah just going grocery shopping with the badger holding the bag. In their suits, of course. And the cheetah's got like a pocket watch or something, maybe, in the front pocket. Yeah, yep. Yeah,
I'm happy.
And I like how, with the word the cheetah spelled as in cheating at poker style, you've just gone over it with the animal cheetah in big red lettering.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure how to do that one, and I thought because I done a design for one of the postcards that was so Penn and Teller wanted to name a baseball team the Cheetahs, because the cheaters. So I'd done a design for that as the very, very first PSS postcard I ever designed. And it was literally because Matt says, if you can get me a design today, excellent.
Yeah.
So I threw it together because I'd already been thinking about it. And I don't think I couldn't quite convey the intention. It's one of these things that's better understood when spoken.
Yeah.
Rather than written. So yes, I wanted to make that a bit clear. But I like how it came out.
I also like the deadpan look, dead behind the eyes stare that the cheetah has as well.
Wide-eyed innocence.
Yes, yep.
Which is a callback to French Drop.
Yes, I was going to say that's his tell.
That's his tell.
Yeah,
it's really not his tell, but
no, it's the. Well, I mean, maybe during like practicing when he was younger,
maybe for the first time. Yeah.
I've got a question about the geometric pattern in the background. Is it just because you thought it didn't look good on a plain color or a gradient, or is like it needs something?
Mostly because I do a lot of flat backgrounds and I wanted to add a little something else, so I took a weird brush and...
Oh, it's just a brush?
It's literally just a brush. And
that
then just...
did the shapes?
Yeah.
So and you just went like up the size and ting with the pencil?
I think it is called... I don't know, it's one of like Procreate's
it's
own brushes.
Okay. But I mean like you weren't using the brush to draw these lines, it just drew these like geometric shape for you. Yeah, cool. Got ya.
Literally just put it on there. I don't know. It's
okay. We don't need to know the name of it. You can keep your
polygons.
secrets.
It's under abstract. It's polygons.
Well, there we go. Secrets are out. It's polygons. Polygons, mind you, are geometric shapes.
They are.
But yeah, I think this is a good one to come back into the throw of it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas, I think, because I've still got half a draft for Red Ball.
Yeah.
But I've only drawn pen for a teller-only trick, so I need to mess with that. So yeah. But after that, I've just kind of like been dumping art, so like I was saying earlier, I've been going through...
I have a question.
Yes, you with the fucking shirt.
What month is it? What month are we in right now?
Oh yeah, no, it's May. So I'd forgotten about this. I hadn't gone back far enough.
What's special about May?
It's Mental Health Awareness Month.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
so
why is that important?
Okay, shut up and let me tell it. So, because on the 30th of April, when I knew that the boys had got the poster for the 1000th episode, and I ended up posting all the things for that poster that weekend, I didn't then want to, on the 1st, which was the Monday, post the Hunky Boys calendar thing, because it would get lost and stuff. So I waited a week and then posted May for the calendar. And specifically, I was like, I could just let it die here. But I was like, no, I feel like of all the ones, May's one is specific because it is pod therapy. And it's pod therapy because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, your mental health's important, guys. I know for a fact mine fucking sucks, but I'm trying to do stuff about it. I'm trying to get better at it.
It's not professional help or anything like that, but I think it's an important thing that they're doing with their podcast.
Oh, 100%. I mean, sometimes this is not to, disparage them in any way. It's better than nothing, and it's an excellent starting point. And
I've just made a comment because I've noticed that only you have commented on that artwork. So I've done a reply just now because I didn't reply at the time. It makes me sad that the sexiest part of Sin City Shrink, which is Dr. Jim, was not drawn. And the glasses. I'm talking about the glasses.
Yeah, I forgot to add Jim's glasses. Huh.
It was glaringly obvious to me.
I don't think I draw any of the hunky boys with glasses. That's a shame. I should change that.
They just take it all off. They put the contacts in for when they're posing for you, do they?
Exactly.
And what I really like is that the light source must be like direct chest level for Nick because there's shadow both on top and the bottom of the pecs.
Let me tell you something about my ability to shade and light source. I never consider where the light source is.
No, yeah. But I do like either that is just how big Nick's pecs are.
Well, don't forget, it's the shadow of the fist as well over the
Yep, the glaring shadow over the top of the pectoral. And I can't tell, but is Nick bigger than Jim in this? Which I think rightfully he should be, just because of mental fit. I just mean more buff, more hunky.
It's Nick has a more hunkier boy pose because Jim has his arms crossed.
Yep.
Whereas Nick is flexing.
Jim in it, he's very is channeling Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, even with the hair, it's very pompadour-y. Whereas Nick is more of your I'm gonna say like Mr. Muscle, like he should be on a either some paper towels, kitchen roll.
I was about to say brawny paper towels.
Yeah, that's exactly what it should be. I've also noticed only just now, because I've started playing the new Legend of Zelda game, which I'm still not 100% sure if it's called Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom. Either way, I'm fine. It's definitely
Tears. Do you know how I know that? Because it was announced when the Queen died. And they couldn't announce it in the UK. That's why they didn't announce it in the UK.
Yeah. So, speaking of the Zelda game quickly, have you seen the ad that they're pushing for this? Where they're trying to go all nostalgic?
I haven't seen anything.
Oh, okay. Now, basically, this advertisement is saying this brand new Legend of Zelda game is going to cure your depression. That is the message I'm taking away from this advertisement. Because you got this guy, right, in a suit, coming home from work. He's sitting on the train, looking sad, down. He looks out the window. There's no joy behind his eyes anymore. No spark to life. And he gets home, he drops his shit on the floor. Nice big house. Whatever he does, he makes money. And his wife is there, greets him, and he perks up for a moment. It's like, oh, hey, hun. And then he's like, maybe I'll go give this new game a try. So he sits down and he's playing Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And as he's exploring and stuff, you see his mood starts to change, and he's getting happy, and he's finding that joy and that wonder back in his life. And then it cuts to him on the way home from work the next day, and he looks out the window and he sees the countryside going by, and is clearly thinking of when he was playing Legend of Zelda and exploring, and a little smile comes across his face. It's that's not what they're going for, but I'm reading into that. Play this game. Depression cured. Depression. Yeah.
Gotta take what you can get.
But the thing that I notice is the hunky boys on the calendar of the hunky are very much like Link in this game and the previous, where they do not have the nipples.
Do they not?
No. Do any other hunky boys have nipples?
That. Yeah, they usually do.
Oh, okay.
I must have hidden that layer.
I'm going to say you did it for Jim's sake, because when we were talking about your artwork on Pod Therapy, I believe Jim's direct quote was, "Yeah, Jesus Christ, Brogan, settle down."
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he had thoughts and feelings about Hungry Boys. Speaking of which, so I had a couple of people send me videos of when the boys got the 1000th episode poster. And there's a moment where Ryer's standing there where the poster is facing him, back to the boys, and he says, I got this thing, Brogan did some artwork, and you could just hear Jacob in the background go, oh, and the fear in his voice, and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I bet he thought it was a Hunky Boy thing. So I actually messaged him and was like, how glad for you that wasn't a Hunky Boy? And he was like, very,
do you know what glad. I got something different from it, because Raya said something like, it's a surprise, and then I think I heard Jacob go something like, for some, or something like that. So I was thinking maybe he did see the early version in the Dropbox.
Oh, fucking hell.
Could be wrong.
Don't give me a complex like that.
My memory is shot, so I can't exactly remember.
But yeah, no, anyway, so, yeah. Hunky Boys in May. There was also one I done in between that where Paul did a advert on ICS for Trash Panda Express.
Oh, yes.
So I did that, which got stolen and put on t-shirts.
Already?
Oh, yeah, there's 3 links. I've already contacted them about that if I don't hear back tomorrow. To the point that I'm talking to legal about it, as in their legal department.
What you need to do now is comment on this post with the Trash Panda Express, which frankly should be a shirt already, and I'm sad that
Jacob
it's
has
a.
it.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm sad that you've given it to ICS because we could have made a Bucker shirt.
Well, yeah, it
an
does say
ICS
scoop
bit.
on it.
It's
an ICS bit.
Yeah.
If they want to wait for like a year, I think after a year it should default to us.
Yeah, that's right. If they don't do it, because what was I going to say? Oh yeah, because we were talking about eating at Panda Express, and I enjoyed Panda Express. Trash Panda Express, mate. When I saw it, I hadn't listened to the episode yet, and I thought that's pretty good. I knew straight away what it was. I like the cute raccoon. He
came out. It came out very well. I was very happy with that one. Then another one, like I say, I was listening to ICS our backlog episodes because I'd missed a few, and part of it was to remind myself of stuff that was mentioned on air that I was to draw. Yeah. One of which being Matt mentioned the Diamond Scoop logo should be 2 ice cream cones facing each other. Yeah. And I'm like, I should do that. So I did that. Because for those who don't know, the night... Oh, I almost had to wear the Spaceman helmet then. Ooh. The Great Night logo is 2 V's facing each other to make a diamond, almost, but they're not touching. And they're the Diamond Club and we're the Scoops. Yeah, obviously Scoops ice cream. Makes sense. Yeah. And there's a lot of crossover. So, yeah, I did that one. I mean, speaking of Ice Cream Social and artwork... We had our artwork sent out to patrons of Ice Cream Social. Which, if you support them at a certain level, you get art prints. You get an art print per month, but they get sent out a little bit sporadically for shipping costs, etc. I think they've switched it up, so you get it per month, but you get 2 months at a time. So I'm not sure how that works, but okay, I'll trust you. You get 2 lots of stuff every month. Every 2 months. Okay, yeah, every second month you get bi-monthly. Yeah. Or that makes sense. But yeah, so your artwork was the album art for Hey Scoops. Yes. #1 comedy album on iTunes and Amazon Music. I mean, not currently, but it was a #1. I have screenshots of when it was #1. Yeah. It was #1 on my birthday, and that's all that matters. And it's #1 in our hearts forever. #1 in our hearts. And I have streamed it once. Yes. So counting I regularly stream Truck Stop Whore because it slaps. And then mine was something that no one else has really seen besides us. It was I did like a artwork poster that I just never sent to them because Jacob, I know you're listening. How come everything I send to you just doesn't get seen? What's the deal with that, buddy? Hey, unless you ask me directly and I say, okay, I'll send it now. Stop yelling at me. You want things immediately. Now you want things from me. Whatever. So I sent him it like over a year later because I think I did it while I was away last year. Or after you were talking about it last year. Yeah. But it was after you got back because you were doing another thing while you were in Vegas last year. But it's I say it's Firewatch inspired of the video game Firewatch with the with their poster. Layered colours, but of course they're pastel, minor pastel, but like the Firewatch is more like burnt oranges and things like that. It's monochromatic, which is the correct use of that term because it's one colour in different shades. I'd have to look at it just to confirm that, but I'm not going to. But yeah, mine is, I like to call them muted neons, because they're not quite pastel and they're not quite neon. And it's for the ice cream truck driver. The life you save may be your own. I think there might be photos already floating around, but we'll find some and post them, I guess. Yeah. But I think it's funny that it's both of ours at the same time were sent out. Yeah, that's quite funny because Paul was saying Paul was a little bit tired with all the traveling and stuff he had to do. He was like, I need help. Yeah, and the stickers. We got you, buddy. We got the stickers in there as well. When we were in Austin. Mine. Yeah, when we were in Austin, Paul had a bunch of the Monkey Joke stickers. And I was like, I'll take a bunch of those, thanks. And now I've got another one as well. Because that was in the little package. He made sure he brought he brought a big pile for me because he was like, "This is your thing. I wanted you to have them first."
Exactly.
I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And I did. He is very cute.
Yeah.
And there was also two others of mine as well, which I'd completely forgotten. One of which Jacob saying to Paul, "Interesting. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means."
Yeah.
Which was a conversation they had, wasn't that exact quote?
Oh yeah.
And "I drink your Coke, sir." It's from an icy. It's an icy. It's something that Paul said like a year ago.
Yeah.
Like it's like early March, because I was trying to look back and find it, and I genuinely can't remember the context for it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I need to start putting episode numbers on this shit.
Oh yes. At least for your own notes, so for your own memory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like physical art stuff.
Yeah.
There's another two things.
So there was Diamond Scoop, and there was another Diamond Club kind of related thing.
There was. I went through a little Great Night art posting phase, by which I mean I posted two things that were related to Great Night. One of which was Diamond Scoop. The other one was... So, on the last episode, as we were recording this, of Great Night, during the green room, Brian phoned a friend of theirs, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, you should come on." And Justin was like, "Tell him to bring pizza." "Oh, yeah, you bring pizza." It's like, if you'd phoned me earlier, I probably could have come, but I will send you pizza. And they were laughing about it. And then just before they start recording the episode, pizza arrives. And Brian says the words "horny for pizza." And I'm like, you can't say shit like that and then just expect me to ignore it.
Of course, it's definitely going to get drawn. And
exactly.
I was gonna say the same thing. The sexiest part is missing, the glasses. But clearly, Brian is about to get down with some pizza. You remove your spectacles for that.
I think as well, I was all over the place with that one because I was using a new reference.
Oh.
And I changed up the pose a couple of times because the first time I did it, I was using a reference and it was oddly proportioned. Mm-hmm. Like the head was too big and stuff like that. Yeah. But I went with the second one, so I missed the glasses. But he doesn't have usually he has a full beard. Now he's just got the goatee.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even realise that.
Yeah, slight change in the hair, and I think...
Goatees are the worst fucking things to draw.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because it doesn't leave, especially with my art style, because it doesn't leave enough room for mouths. It's like you just got like a tiny little... So now instead of doing a goatee like that, I'll just do, like, what a full beard would look like on my character. I just do it like that portion, but still over their entire face. So you can still just draw a mouth in the middle of the beard.
I do that sometimes. Depends on what their goatee's like. Depends if it looks better with or without the space. Yeah. But I liked it with the space. And I tried... I know that Brian's hair is darker than this.
Oh, yeah.
I tried it with the darker hair and it didn't look like Brian. And then I put the lighter one on and I'm like, that looks like Brian. So he has lighter hair. In the same way that Jacob isn't blonde, but he is now when I draw him.
Yeah. Now, is the goatee on a separate layer? Like, you could remove it and his entire face would still be there?
No.
Okay. I'd just be interested to see it, just to see what it would look clean shaven. Just this drawn version of him. Because I'm trying to picture it in my head and it would look weird, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pen looks weird when I draw him without a goatee or... yeah.
I also
yeah, people look weird when who usually have beards when I draw them without. It's weird.
What I do like is that, because it's a heart shape behind him, but it's actually like a hole in the wall that is burst through because he's like leaning over the rim of the heart.
Yeah, I do. That's one of my favourite things is when I have a shape behind someone. It's like they're leaning through it.
Yep.
But yeah, and the black background as well, which was an accident, but I like it.
The black on the red on black. Yeah, that's a necessity.
Yeah. It worked out. And the last thing was something I posted last night, because it was just something I'd been doodling with. So I seen a quote a while ago, and it's kind of stuck with me. And it's from a complete and utter batshit crazy Tumblr post. But the quote itself, it sounds like it should be from something profound, which is, you can't kill me in any way that matters.
It sounds like it could be like from Doctor Who or something.
Yeah, I think even the actual quote is, you cannot kill me in a way that matters.
Yeah,
which even then it sounds more like Greek play kind of thing.
So when I saw it earlier today and then tried to recall what the quote was, I think it was even more profound in my memory, which was, you cannot kill me in any substantial manner. Which it wasn't when I saw it again.
No. And it's a batshit crazy Tumblr post about mushrooms. But I like that, and I kind of wanted to do something with that. So there's been a lot of controversy on TikTok about Tattoo Gate, which is, have you heard about this?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, so Tattoo Gate is basically this woman who was she charged $1,600 for a collab fee, and she traced it and charged $1,000.
Okay.
She charged $1,600 to trace a fox.
Yeah. Now, okay, look, I'm going to say, first of all, fine. That's perfectly fine if you're going to trace this design. I
have no problem with tracing.
Yeah. If this is the tattoo the person wants, perfect. Charging $1,600 for it?
That's the thing. That's for the collab fee. There was still I think the actual tattoo was about $6,000.
Oh yeah.
Like the pricing scale was that's what people have a problem with.
Yeah.
And I do think, and it was somebody else's art that she traced.
I was gonna say, it's not like this person has come and say, "Hey, I want this fox." They're like, "This is what I'm after. This is the feeling I want."
Yeah.
Design something for me.
Yeah. But yeah, we all trace, we all use references. The main thing is that that's your starting point.
Yeah, that's how you. It's a good way to learn. Point. Yeah.
Exactly. So I've had tattoo things on the brain, so I thought I'd try something.
Yeah.
Like this, and it's basically what I believe is a dragon skull style, because I looked up I didn't know where to start, so I just started looking up elements in Canva, and a couple of tattoo things were snakes, skulls, and flowers, and I liked the idea of a sort of dragon skull. Because it was originally going to be a dragon wrapped around it, but I know I prefer the snake with the dragon skull.
Yeah, a snake around a skull is something you expect, and if you're thinking tattoo designs, it seems like a tattoo design.
Yeah, and and the flowers in there, give it, fill it out a little bit. It's very much a tester piece. Not something I'm 100% this is definitely what it is, but it's it's an experiment. Yeah. And I tried and the shading is with those style of brushes that are like old comics, the dot matrix.
Halftones.
Halftones, yeah, which you can more see in the snake's mouth and the eye sockets, the socket.
I just realised I'm getting close to my screen to see it when I can just click on the image to open it.
But yeah, it was originally...
it's not halftones, it's more like static.
Yeah, so it's that kind of thing. So I thought I liked how it looks on the skull. I like how it came out on the skull. The rest of it, I'm kind of might have to play about with exact shading places.
Do you know what the flowers are? What type of flower?
Oh, I want to say they're orchids.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'm no botanist.
I looked at a couple of different flowers, and I think I settled on orchid.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's got a scroll with "You can't come in any way that matters" over it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a trial piece, something that I'll play with for a wee while. But one of the reasons I really wanted to do it was related to a comment that somebody had on Instagram, where I posted it and they said, "I dig it. Is it going to be a shirt or sticker?" And my reply, I'm thinking sticker in print. Might stick it up on TeePublic later for teas and the like. Which leads me on to my point, which I will pause.
You can keep talking.
Welcome to Murder Party podcast.
I was just reaching over for my iPad, that was all.
Oh, right. So yeah, which brings me to my other part of Art Talks. So I've teased this a little bit on Twitter already, but I set up a Buy Me a Coffee account.
Yes.
Because I've been thinking about doing Patreon and stuff for a while, but I feel like Patreon, I don't do enough stuff per month for it to be worth it.
Yeah, so Buy Me a Coffee is it's not the subscription-based thing. It's someone wants to give you $5 right now, they're going to give you $5 right now? Is that what I'm...
Well, it's essentially Patreon with that feature of you can just chuck money as a one-off. It does have the subscription-based things, and there are tiers and there are stuff that you can get for those memberships. But
yeah,
mine doesn't buy me a coffee because I don't drink coffee. Mine says buy me a cookie.
Ah, there you go. Buy me a cookie. Buy me a crumble cookie.
Yeah, please.
Say cookie again.
Cookie.
Yeah, it's very much like you're talking about the Addams Family, where they're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky.
Thanks. I'll never be able to unhear that.
Yes, my work here is done.
So yes, I set up that, and the big thing is I'm going to be setting up my own original personal store.
Yeah,
a store with actual stock that will be sent out physically by me.
And I can only assume shipping fees are going to be much fairer than Only Press for people in the fine land of the Down Under.
So, I mean, it's not going to be $30 for something that can be shipped in an envelope.
Yes.
No, I've ordered a very small amount of stock. It's just going to be stickers to start off with.
Yeah.
And we'll just see. It'll be an experiment.
See how it goes.
Yes, but I've got plans for prints. I've also been looking at enamel pins.
Oh, so yeah, that's something I like.
If this goes well, and people like it, and I have the funds to do so, I already have a good selection of enamel pins and a supplier I like. And it's only not been ordered because I don't know what stocking's going to be like. I don't know what orders are going to be like, and it's expensive as shit.
Yeah. Here's something to consider.
Yes.
I don't know if you have these kind of events in Scotland. We do in Perth. Not a market, because it's specifically for art. We have Perth Comics Festival as well, where people can have stalls and sell stuff like stickers, comic books, artwork. Would you consider something like that?
I would. I think it would be more in the future once I get more of my own stuff under my belt. Whereas just now, it's still very much, there's still a lot of ICS stuff. And I think that's probably what the tattoo design is kind of me trying to branch out a little bit on that kind of thing. So,
and there's two investments if you do something like that. One is you've got your fees for setting up your table. The other is having to buy one of those fold-out tables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which thankfully is just a one-off investment. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's something I'll think about further down the road. But yeah, it's on there. If you subscribe to Buy Me a Coffee, whether that's the monthly thing or just chuck me a couple of coin, you'll get a discount code for it. There's another discount code that should be obvious to everybody who listens to ICS.
Superman, Catwoman, Flash, Darkseid, 22 Catwoman again.
Oh, I should.
There's going to be a third. There's going to be a third code.
there is another code which I put on, which is I don't know how this will work at the moment. Like I say, this is all an experiment. If you put in the code ScoopFest24, you get free delivery. But caveat being, the delivery is at ScoopFest24.
Oh,
so
yes, that makes sense.
If you can wait, and I'm thinking specifically because one of the prints I have, which is spoiled on the Buy Me a Coffee, is not being spoiled here. So
I don't know what it is then. Because, look, if this sweetens the deal for anybody, I have nothing to do with this whatsoever. And I'm sure that is sweetening the deal for some people.
This is of my own volition. Yeah. I think I'll maybe get Wade to help me out with some of this stuff, but Wade so far has no involvement in this
artistically,
at all.
It'll have nothing to do with me.
Yes.
I'm sure. I'll help with discount codes.
Yeah. But yeah, so this print is specified on my Buy Me a Coffee. So the plan for it is there's going to be small prints and there's going to be big prints, because I like this design as a big print. But the shipping for that to the States, it's going to be a bit hefty. The
way you're saying it, right? The prints. There's a progression, right? It starts with small prints, then it gets to big prints, then it becomes king.
Yes. I'm
just hearing Prince every time.
Maybe I should just refer to it as George, William, and then Charles.
Yeah.
So there's going to be Georges, and then to get the William or even the Charles.
The Charlie, yeah.
It's going to be expensive. So I think that's a good compromise if you're willing to wait that long. If you will be at Scoopfest, it's a nice thing to. I plan to if this goes well. I plan to bring stuff to Scoopfest for folks. So. Look,
I'll give you some unsolicited advice.
Yes.
when you say if it goes well, frankly, consider one person it doing well.
Yes.
Because, otherwise there's no reason to look at it and be, oh, gee, not enough people are supporting me. It's, no.
I think when I say goes well, when I say goes well, I mean I have calculated shipping correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So some people might be getting some good deals to begin with.
There's a very limited stock of the stuff. Yeah. So yeah, if it turns out that it's like, I'm paying way more.
Yeah.
I'll charge people what's on here just now, which is how I've worked it out, and isn't too bad. But yeah, if it turns out it's going to be like 3 times as much to sell it, I put some money into it. I've learned.
Yeah.
I'll put a note up saying this is my postage receipt. This is what it takes to post it to you.
Look, there is a learning curve. It's like with my Patreon, with art prints and that. It took some calculations to get it right for shipping and things like that.
Yeah. But I've bought the trademark and stuff for my logo and 7 Billion Needles in the UK, so that was a big step as well. That was a hefty chunk of the
yeah, and whether you actually really needed it or not, or it's like
I feel better having bought it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Have you got any more art talk you would like to discuss? But no, you could go to Brogan's Buy Me a Coffee at 7 Billion Needles. I don't know if there's an @ or if it's just like / I don't know. I got nothing to do with it.
buymeacoffee.com/7 Billion Needles. Buy me a cookie.
Yep.
Say something nice.
And that's the numeral 7 and the word billion and needles, yeah?
Yes.
Cool.
I asked somebody at work the other day. I was like, send that to my personal email so I can access it on my iPad. I said, what's your email address? So it's 7 Billion Needles, and he just looked at me and slid the laptop over.
Yeah, exactly. It's I's and L's.
Yeah.
That's what it is. All right. So, something that does have to do with my artistic stuff is our store, nicepodbud.com/store. This is going to go up when this episode launches, because it'll be when we put new designs on the store, they are on special for like 24 hours or 48 hours. So why haven't thought about putting designs up on the store at the same time when we announce them before now it bothers me a lot. Now, this has changed a little bit since you've seen it, but I've changed the color to just white pour. I think that looks better.
Yeah.
But I do have an idea about this, which I'll discuss in a sec. But I have to preface that what gave me the idea for this design is I saw a meme. And it says, I'm sad. This also goes with bumper sticker license plate talk as well, by the way, which we won't have time for today. But this one is important because it says, I'm sad that I will never love anything as much as this person loves feet. And it's a car. It's a Ford Eclipse. Eclipse? Irrelevant. It doesn't matter what it is. But the license plate, it's from Maine, and it says toe sucker. And then all over the car, there's stickers that says, I love feet, hell yeah, I suck toes, toe man, just plastered with foot fetish references. And I'm looking at that, and I had the thought, not feetsies, and feetsies, cat feet, toe beans. I couldn't work out what I wanted the slogan to be, but basically there's a cat paw straight up with the toe bean showing, and one next to it in like a curled forward pose, and it says, send feetsies pics.
It's essentially together, it's the yeah.
Yeah, it's like nyan, mouth going, yeah, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't see it like that until right now.
It's got it's the same vibes as the pictures that are send nudes, but nudes is spelled NOODS, and it's a picture of a bowl of noodles. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But I couldn't work out what I want. But I think that works fine. Send feetsies pics. I don't think that's going to change. Now, I'm going to put it up as white cat paw, and it's going to be on a t-shirt color of your choice. I figure this is an easy thing for me to change. If you want a particular cat paw color, because like say you've got a little kitty at home and it's a black kitty, I could change it. I could change the fur color to black or a ginger or anything, and I'll put that on the store, and then you'll also have 24, 48 hours or whatever it is to purchase it at that discounted rate.
Yeah,
I think,
or a little white cat with little black booty paws.
Yeah, I could. If it's a tortoiseshell, I can do tortoiseshell colors.
Yeah. And that's good as well, like you say, because you can upload it and get, if you get it right away, you get that wee discount.
Exactly, yeah. And I thought that was something I would do. I mean, yeah, if I had a cat. Yeah. So yeah, that is currently on the store right now as we talk. Well, not right now as we talk, but as you listen to us talk on your podcast app of choice. Yes. Check it out, nicepodbud.com/store, and it will probably be dragged to the top of the store page, along with any other newer designs that we've got as well. Who knows? Things might be on sale as we speak as well. We don't know. They do what they want. They put our stuff on sale whenever they like.
Just speaking of which, we talked about the fact that we're really sad that TeePublic doesn't do hats. Mm-hmm. I think I might look into that on my own. On
Buy Me a Coffee, or yeah.
I should say my store isn't on Buy Me a Coffee; it's on Big Cartel, but I haven't officially launched it. So
yes,
you can look it up, but there's you can't buy anything.
Okay, got ya. Yep. The other big thing, I guess. I mean, we talked about it a little bit because we put it out there, and that was the redemption at the Big Penn and Teller show animatic.
Yes.
Which, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on our YouTube. It's youtube.com/@nicepodbud.
Yeah, it came out so well.
I'm very happy with it. I hadn't the only other sort of animatic-esque thing I've done is the Piff magic trick, which is very different. And then one that I started, which I only discovered it on yesterday's stream because I had plenty of time left to stream. I was looking for like things that I'd started in my in progress folder. It's like, oh, it's that one. No, that one is too depressing. That will stay as unmade animatic. But no, it was. I tell you, I listened to that story. It's got to at least been 100 times. Just making the animatic.
That's what happens.
Yep. Now, I've never talked to you about your process of making an animatic. Do you like get key frames in your mind that you want to draw and then fill in the gaps, or do you just start from 1 to 100? Like,
depends. I mean, what I'll usually do is block it because CapCut's annoying and you can't just have blank spaces in. There's usually like one picture. It's usually the title picture. So the first two things that go in are the titles and the credits.
Yeah.
And the title screen's usually like zoomed right to the end. The credits are where I want them to, and a cut in between where I want the thing. But it just depends when I'm listening to it, if I can picture something for it.
Yeah.
I fill in the gaps in between.
That's how. We've got a question from the back of the Penn and Teller Theatre.
It's not a question. Oh yeah, I wish I was back in the Penn and Teller Theatre. Can I go pee? Yeah,
you can. Go for it. Yeah. We'll kick over to our sister podcast who haven't had an episode in a while. Over to you. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Murder Party Podcast, the podcast about the Murder Party murders. At the end of last season, we came to the realization that the Murder Party murders was possibly some of the most grisly events to happen in our fair city. But still, dear listeners, you have not been informed what these murders actually were, how they took place. This season, we will bring you the details. You will learn how the murders took place. But the bigger question, why the murders took place. But that won't be answered, because that's possibly a question that nobody knows the answer to. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of season 2 of the Murder Party Murders podcast.
You stopped talking about Murder Party podcast.
Oh, you missed a great episode.
I always do.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I started the animatic was I drew things that I think stood out to me first, or actually easy frames that were like just you and me.
Yeah.
And then I started to fill in some gaps, and then it got to the point where it's like, I'm just going to fill in all the gaps and just go and just start to end. And I think that probably was easier because when I realized I was going to make an animatic for it, I listened to the story and I wrote down key moments and what the frames would be. And then I ended up only using that as a rough guide in the end because it became better, I think, for it.
It's one of these things that it's you can plan all you want, but until you see it, until you actually start drawing it, it's a lot more work than people think it is, especially if you put any kind of colour into it.
Yeah. Which hints of colour is what was in this. Just the Penn and Teller red and I can't remember, maybe colours for the crowd in the Penn and Teller Theatre.
Yeah, that's why probably one of the hardest animatics I've ever done was I'm Shitting in Here, the bathroom story for my series. Yeah. That was hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my current one has like a couple of frames that I'm doing. I can't remember if I said which one it was or not. But I think it should be obvious to everybody, having heard the joke by... it's Jacob's joke.
Jacob's, yeah. How many frames do you reckon it's going to be? How many drawn frames?
It's going to be a few.
A few. Okay. How many individual drawings and frames do you normally have in an animatic, do you think?
It's hard to say because sometimes it's almost the exact same thing, but very slightly tweaked. Like, I do have one where it's a conversation Paul has with himself with different accents, where it's almost the exact same frame except flipped. Yeah. And a different hat. Mm-hmm. Or like a hat added or different text on the t-shirt.
But you also don't often do animatics that are 4.5 minutes long either.
I tried, it's after the 9-minute monkey joke. No, I tried to do... Anything over 2 minutes is too long. Yeah. Really. 30 seconds is ideal. I think what was the best one was the bird. Don't feed the birds. Yep. That was 40 seconds. That is the best. Okay. Ideal. Perfect timing.
See, this was... I don't know if this sounds like way too many or not enough, but I think it was 76 individual frames.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
And I still think my favourite frame in it is when right after I've said a fucking cowboy hat. It's you going, no! Hands to your head. Yeah. I think that's my favourite one because with the audio, it makes me laugh every time. Yeah. But check it out. I think it's good. That's all that counts. It came out really
well. It really looks good.
Yeah. We're starting to get long in the tooth here, so I guess it's time for the podcast within the podcast. Not so good at this podcast. Not so good at this. The first comic we're looking at today is comic number 426, working title Cat Muffin, and it's 6 panels long. In the first panel, we see a guy, and he's talking to his cat, and there's a little chocolate muffin sitting in front of the cat, and the cat, looking at his owner, is saying, "Father, may I have this muffin?" And in the second panel, the owner responds,
"No, for it is chocolate, and chocolate kills kitty cats."
And the cat is now sad and crying because it's not allowed to eat the chocolate muffin, for it will surely die if it does. And in the next panel, the owner continues,
"But I made you this special raisin muffin."
And we can see the owner presenting a raisin muffin to the kitty cat, but the kitty cat is looking on with suspicion and says, "Raisins also kill cats, father." And in the last panel, father responds,
"Yes, I know. I fucking hate you."
And that's the comic. And that comic is big thanks to Patreon supporter Chris the Microscope, who has been in a 15-year war with a cat. It'll die soon. True. It's not lie. I mean about it dying. Not so good at this. And the other comic we're looking at today is comic number 428, working title No Rules, and it's 4 panels long. In the first panel, we see someone just having a chat as if it's to a camera, and they're like a narrator, just talking about their lives, saying, "There are no rules. You can do what you like. For instance, you can just keep a raccoon in your house. Nobody can stop you." And we can see that they're in the house with a raccoon. And in the last panel, there's an entourage of raccoons outside the house with a police officer raccoon shouting in a megaphone,
"Please, just let the hostage go."
That's the comic. And that comic is big thanks to patron Scoop John B, who always wonders why cats and dogs are classified as pets, but raccoons, squirrels, and children aren't. Most of the comments for these two comics online have been positive. I mean, the raccoon one people loved, on Trash Pandas especially. And that people were going on about how, well, actually there are rules, because in the state of whatever, you're not allowed to have a raccoon as a pet. It's like, no shit. That's what the comic is about, really. I mean, it's a comic. It's a joke. But then there's other people saying...
The point is that nobody will physically stop you in the moment of taking a raccoon and putting it in your house.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, there were people saying, you don't want a raccoon as a pet. They're violent. They will kill you while you sleep if they want to, which I can only take for fact.
Like coyotes, if not friend, why friend-shaped?
Yes, yeah. And then with the cat muffin comic, which I really loved just for the fucking last panel, which you should look at, by the way, at Wayne Geo on social media.
Yeah, they're glaring at each other. It's funny.
Just the way that they're both leaned over, glaring at each other. There was some people saying, that one person specifically on Reddit, it's like, you're thinking of dogs? Don't give a dog chocolate or raisins. It will kill a dog, not a cat. I just responded, please do a Google search before you try to feed your cat chocolate or raisins. But yeah, no, but I those are two of my favorite recent comics that I've done. I say recent, I've got such a backlog. I've been waiting to get these to post. Yeah. I really enjoy like drawing raccoons at the moment. That's why your Trash Panda Express spoke to me.
I enjoyed drawing him. He's very cute.
That's it. We're done. That's another episode recorded. That was episode number 64. I mean, I'm looking at these How to Swear Around the World. If we do one of these a week, that's like one every 2 episodes. That means by episode 265, we will have them all done. We will have expanded the minds and knowledge of the Dear Cheese Bags. We will have gone to Vegas and back again at least once. At least, yeah. I might even be living in Vegas at that point. Oh, yeah, I see your fingers crossed wide-eyed and you didn't believe it yourself then, I don't think. Yeah. Well, that was some of our art crimes. If you've got art crimes you would like us to talk about, send them to us. Admin at nicepodbud.com, or just send us a message on Twitter at nicepodbud or any other social media. We'll be more vigilant. We say this every week. It's like Pinky in the Brain. But I'll try to be more vigilant in checking other inboxes. But you can also talk to us directly at 7 Billion Needles everywhere on social media. That's Brogan. And you can find Wayne at Wayne Geo. And just a friendly reminder, Wayne has a Patreon. I have a Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to support either of us in any way, shape or form, it's greatly appreciated. No pressure. And it's the same at Wayne Geo at 7 Billion Needles. Except mine is Patreon. Yours is Buy Me a Coffee / Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen. As always, stay fresh, cheese bags.